Hello, everyone. Sorry, so, kept you waiting, huh? Oh, whoops. Forgot about that. Anyway, hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing good today. Anyway, so, yeah, I've kind of decided to, branch out into something new. My other work might kind of take a little bit of a hit from this, but I'm planning to basically start VTubing and stuff. Because, you know, VTubing, its Life 2D models are kind of like animation. So, like, it's very kind of enriching to develop them. And I've been kind of learning how to make a model, so I made one myself, as you can see. See? I can tilt my head from side to side. But yeah, I'm planning on VTubing from now on a bit. Might slow down a little bit on my webcomic and my other animations and stuff. So that's one unfortunate side effect, but on the plus side, I'll be able to VTube and stuff. So anyway, yeah. I'm a VTuber now. So yeah. So I don't know exactly what to do in these debut streams, but we can figure that out as we go. Let me turn down the music a little bit. But anyway. Something wrong, everyone. Something wrong. Are you guys are concerning me. Is everyone alright? I keep accidentally frowning. I'm not trying to frown. Oh, hang on. Enhanced audio properties. There we go. Okay, I have set my audio up to my mono, so now it should be coming out of both speakers now. Sorry about that. Anyway, welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. This day of tomfoolery and hijinks. So, I didn't think that I was going to get this far. My muscles are too strong. They're screaming at you. But yeah. Forgot that this microphone is a mono microphone, setting up the scene. But anyway, some of the stuff that I do, for those of you who don't necessarily know everything that I do, I draw. I play video games, then I draw some more. So, let's see, what do I put here? So, my goals for VTubing. Erase the... one of my goals is to acquire all the anime waifu. And I want to basically acquire as many anime waifus as I can. Will all belong to me now. What is my workout routine? 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 1 mile every day. Running. Another one of my goals is 1 million bajillion subscribers.
What's your workout routine?
Let's see. Another one of my goals, become a Toho character. What's another good goal, guys? City. Another good goal. I'll get there eventually. Thank you. Let's see. Well, the model's a little bit, still incomplete. So, I currently do not have legs. Unfortunately. I'm just a floating torso. Another one of my goals is to make monster girls real. A noble goal indeed. I think everybody would agree. I also plan to do plenty of ASMR. As you all know, I can get in really close to the mic, just talk like this, and tickle your ears, and make it sound all sensual. Avatar kind of freaks out whenever I do this. Can you say Kona Datia, please? I do not understand. Oh boy, I'm daddy now, apparently. Do not like this news. Long though. Oh, by the way, for people who join up, I do have some custom... Thank you, Pivot. I should probably move that to a better spot. Thank you for this becoming a member. I have emotes. You can use. Member. But, yeah. So, want to acquire anime waifus, want to get 1 million bajillion subscribers. I want to officially become a Toho character. I'll draw more anime titty. I'll make monster girls real. And ASMR. Those are all my goals. Yeah, I probably should turn that one down. I'm going to turn that down before it gets louder. Somebody else subscribes. Forgot that that was so loud. So yes, instead of simping for anime girls, simp for robot dudes. Seems like a good idea, right? Alright, volume should be rebalanced in case that happens in the future. Any drawing tutorials in the work? Not currently, but I will definitely be doing them sometime. Oh, that is another goal I should add. Collab with HoloLine. That would be a good goal. Shoujo. Yes, that's a good idea. Keep giving me suggestions, guys. I don't know exactly what I want to do with my life. My fan base, you are all going to be called my little botling. Those goals are cool and all, but look at those shoulders, goddamn. Thank you, Ah.
Those goals are cool and all, but look at those shoulders. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's a good point there, X. Why simp for a girl with big boobs when you can simp for a guy who makes many big boobs? I actually happen to have CSP open right now, so I can actually demonstrate what I mean. Behold, I will draw big anime teeth. Have to make it safe for work for YouTube. Welcome back, Modest Machine Matron. But yes, go back here. It's kind of loud.
Swim with sharks and eels.
Oh, that sounds dangerous. I mean, unless it's like Ura or Artemis, I'd be fine with swimming with those sharks. I don't think they would. They might. I have to gauge the situation first. See here. So, as far as things that I can do and talents, ability. I can bench press that many pounds. I can ASMR. I can draw good boob. I can animate your OC for a lot of money. That I will.
Drink water daily.
Oh shit. Thank you for the warning and reminder. Stay hydrated, everybody. I don't have a mouth. Anyway, yeah. My mom says it's my turn to play. Mom says it's my turn to play on the Xbox. That was the inspiration for this model. Let's see. What are some of my likes? Go over those. I have many likes. I like anime. I like monster girls. Wow, I'm basic bitch mode over here. I like video game. I like Monster Hunter. That one is actually serious. I like Monster Hunters a lot. Or Monster Hunter a lot. Rise is very, very fun. I like brawling. Let's elaborate on this one. Spider girls. Etc. Those are good. Those are the really good ones. Dante is good. So, I figure one thing that would probably be, if I simp for you, will you turn me into an anime girl? Yes, but only you. You will have huge bahonka donka roos. Big as humalagungas. Keep text. Oops. 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 Oh no, there we go. Oh, also I do have... Oh.
Make sure your cooling systems are operational for peak efficiency.
Yes. Be sure to make sure that you're well supplied with coolant, like water. So, this model is a little bit simple, all things considered, because I don't have very advanced tools to make it super complicated. Like, I can frown. And if I lean in, like I'm looking close at something... Actually, wait. Doesn't really... It's supposed to be like if I lean in a lot, get a question mark on my face. The animations aren't all there. What are you, dude? I am a robot. I am also a cat. Just a normal average cat. Please pay no mind to anybody who is spamming in the chat. Gosh. Pay no attention to that. Do you draw today? I probably will be drawing. I need to enable... Quick. Apologies for this, everyone. Wouldn't you be a cyborg cat then? No, I'm just a normal cat. I'm just also a robot. Hang on a second. 1 second, guys. Anyway, the background is actually called what I think Cassette Tape Dreams by DOVA-SYNDROME. They actually do a lot of music that is actually free to use, and it's a pretty cool set of soundtracks. And sadly, I cannot flex. I don't have animations programmed into this model yet, because I don't have the full version. Kind of sucks. This is indeed a 2D model. I was able to rig it up in a way that simulates 3D, kind of folding it like a origami cube, essentially. How are you lifting those objects? I am so powerful that my muscles have their own psychic fields. Basically, that is how I'm able to hold my controller or use my pen, you know, considering that, you know, being a cat, I don't have opposable thumbs. Pay no attention to the hands. What got you into art? I was always drawing a lot when I was young, so then I decided, I just kept at it, kept doing it here and there. Always wanted to do animation, started going into college for engineering, and then eventually realized, wow, I actually can do animation, I can draw stuff. Why am I getting this degree? A degree anyway. But now I draw anime for a living. Pay no attention to people who are trying to dox. Don't give them any attention whatsoever, just ignore them. Link to the music. You'll just have to look up DOVA-SYNDROME. I'll put a link up in the description after the stream's archived. But, yeah, it is called Cassette Tape Dream. Zedrin, act like funny famous VTuber and go ada ada. No, not ada ada. Male VTubers need to say yada yada. Can we get an owa owa? I don't know what that refers to.
Can we get an owa owa?
Owa owa. I don't actually know what that refers to. But yes, the male equivalent of ara ara is yare yare. I'm not saying that because, you know, you speak Spanish, or I understand it at least. You all thought that I was kidding when I was talking about the ASMR streams. My favorite Toho girl. Oh man, that's a tough one. I like a lot of them. Yomu is very good. I fucking love drawing her in a suit. She is very cute when put in a suit. I also really like Momiji. Momiji is fucking great. Goku is also pretty good. Here are really. Actually, speaking of dabs, I have some art of me dabbing that does show off my legs. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. This is what my legs look like. You like Spider Girls, why not Yamame? Namely because she's kind of like... She's not depicted really as a Spider Girl, she's more of a human with some spider, like spider aesthetics. She's cute and all, but she's not really a particular favorite of mine. I was running in stereo originally. My microphone itself is mono, and as a result, it only goes to one channel. So I had to basically switch my, because OBS was basically looking for a stereo microphone and it only got a mono, it was only putting it on one channel. Well, here's the problem. I can't actually animate a flex until I actually get the full version of the program. So like, there's not really any point of it unless you mean like animating a separate one. Yeah, that's pretty much how I move around. If I need to go fast, my arms are faster than my legs. The best way to go about it. You artificially consume pizza. I can download a pizza. I would totally download a pizza. Yeah, let's actually go to here. To demonstrate what I mean. Can't believe that Zedrin's mugshot from Slack. I forgot about that game. Anyway, to demonstrate what it's like when I need to run. Is my VTuber glitching out? Yeah, it might have glitched because I had to quick check my... Yeah, this is how I run. It's very efficient. When your arms are this big and long, you have a lot of reach. More reach than your leg. Wear some pants, goddammit. Never let them force you to wear pants. Go ahead and... Make a VTuber. A lot of determination. You need to be able to draw things in a lot of layers. It's kind of like rigging a animation puppet for other animation programs. Incredibly similar. Just Live 2D, the program is funky. Your skin is your pants. Exactly. Where we're going, we don't need. Zedrin, get anger. Sure. I have to really frown really hard because I don't have very powerful equipment, so the tracking is sometimes a little iffy. That is one of my goals, is I want to get a new webcam as well. That way I can do more advanced stuff. My rig. Oh dear, am I cutting out? I'll lean in a little closer to my microphone. The hard part is when you have a microphone, especially on a boom mount, and you're trying to draw. You can't be over by the microphone and then drawing at the same time. Hard. I have a funny joke. Your mother. You take that back! But yeah, I draw sometimes. What's an April Fool's joke? When I flex, do my pecs make a clapping sound? They can. I'll go ahead and turn the music back on. Had it turned off. How dare you talk about my motherboard that way? Tracking isn't very good. Isn't good enough for waggling. Zedrin, you remind me of those dudes who work out so hard but still have such a nice nature of emotion. Thank you. We are only wholesome here. Wholesome anime boob. Yeah, the tracking's a little iffy. It's actually not a 3D model, it is a 2D model. Live 2D, friend. Anyway, I'm gonna draw a Toho. Which Toho will I draw? Welcome, Commandante Gorian, to the stream. You are watching my debut stream for my VTubing. I hope you enjoy yourself while you're here. And if you don't, that's okay. I won't hate you. But anyway, let's draw a Toho. I'm gonna draw one of my favorite Toho. There you go, Mac. You draw Shootin' Doji from Toho Grand Order. Wait a minute. That's not a Toho character. If we pay you, will you do an Ada voice? Well, I kind of did earlier. I guess I could again. I'll just do a legit Ada. Ada. Yeah. Why desu? Yare. What are your thoughts on your elder boards? I don't know what that is. You do no hand push-ups. Absolutely. You know how powerful I am. My power level is over 55 billion jillion. I'm strong. I can beat Goku. The Goku might be strong and he might be fast, but he still has to touch stuff or use energy balls to attack things. He can't just attack things with his mind. Yo, Catbot with the buff. Alright. Thank you, Bach. The program that I'm using to handle my Live 2D avatar is PRPR Live. I got the, I think it's called the Animoji plugin for it.
Legit era, hell yeah?
Hello, FBI. Seems to be a change in mood compared to the last time spoken. And don't worry, it's only 10 seconds. Am I getting angry? Are my eyes getting angry? When I look down, it kind of thinks that I'm frowning. We see the leg gains. Okay. I don't actually have... My model doesn't have legs yet. You can see. Kind of just a floating torso. But I do have this. Goes off my leg. How can I start learning animation? Best way to learn animation is to... First off, you need to find a way to, like... something that can handle animation. So, like, Clip Studio Paint is a very good option because you can get started with as little as $25 because it often goes on sale, and its Pro version actually has animation built in. Only 24 frames of animation. But it's very, 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 very good for learning it. Another program that also is available for learning animation actually is actually, I'm gonna say, Blender. Because Blender can actually handle video editing, it can handle 3D, and it can handle 2D. It can handle all that stuff. It can almost do everything. It's really powerful.
Are you as a RoboCat compatible with Bluetooth deceives?
Deceives. Yes, I am compatible with Bluetooth. Blender is really fucking good. There is also... there's also OpenToons, which is a free animation program. It was actually used to make Futurama, or not. That one's really powerful. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Blender can handle animation. It can handle both 2D and 3D. If you guys know Worthy Kids animation Wire, that was made in Blender. And the video editing part is really capable. It's really thick, I guess is what I would use to describe it, because you need a layer for literally everything. But you can kind of structure it the same way that you would like a 3D animation, and you can simulate the effects through that. There's other tools and stuff that you can use. Yeah, Blender is very tough. That said, I have been working on it. So actually, I'm gonna pull open Blender here. Go off. We'll open up the wrong version. Yeah, Bill Wirtz learned Blender just to make some music videos. That was pretty neat. But let me see here. because I have actually designed something that people who follow my webcomic might be in. Behold. The lad. It's really, Blender is not really given second bid bid anymore. It's actually established itself as like major program for a lot of studios. Honestly, it's like Blender actually I've heard a few like professionals actually talk about Blender and actually talk about how they actually have seen it recommended over Maya for some studios, or some studios want to use it. Dead.
How old is Pivot? When did you came up with character?
I came up with Pivot in 2014. So I've had her for quite a while. But to show off this model really. I built this model myself. Arms here. Fuck. Gyro is one of the characters in my webcomic that actually gives me a whole lot of trouble. So being able to 3D model him will give me a lot of references that I can use. But the Toon shader is one that I actually built myself. To demonstrate how I did the Toon shader, kind of did two parts. Over here, these parts. Over here, I have basically a mission. Down here. I have basically the shiny node that basically kind of puts out a glossy texture, and I want to see what that itself looks like. This looks very metallic-y. If I remove that, straight to this is what he looks like without the shiny. Looks pretty good in my opinion. Still, I just wanted the shiny just for a little bit of an effect. Probably won't use the shiny ultimately, because the kind of adds a little bit too much shading for like the webcomic style. But yeah, here's a model of Gyro that I've been working on. I'm very proud of it. Kind of been fun to learn how to do hard surface modeling. Yeah, Blender is amazing. One person who I'd seriously recommend watching, again going back to Toho stuff, look up Minus T's work, because he's done all of his stuff in Blender, and his stuff looks like fucking amazing. His work is phenomenal. How does blending 2D and 3D animation work together exactly? That is a tough one that is answered differently every single time. I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do, because on one hand, I can render out 3D scenes, import them as video files behind my animation, and then draw over it in my 2D program. Or I can export my 2D animations as videos and drop those inside Blender and put them basically against the camera, or as little drawings that kind of appear in their own layers. And just basically kind of combine those there. So I basically can take 3D and put it in 2D, or take 2D and put it in 3D. But I can't animate in both at the same time. I have to finish one and then put it into the other program. Sometimes that results in a lot of back and forth. Not something that I've actually done a whole lot myself yet, but I plan to do it in the future. How long have you been doing YouTube? I've been on YouTube since 2008. I didn't start doing it seriously until around 2011, however. I actually made another channel with a bunch of people. Oh, actually, story time. I want to make a video on this, but I guess I can talk about it here preemptively, but eventually I will be making a video on it. What kind of got me started in animation was when I realized and I finally learned how to animate thanks to one of the tutorials by Chris O'Neill. I started basically kind of pooping out animations here and there, getting familiar with the program, getting familiar with Flash. And then a friend of mine contacted me saying, hey, do you want to make a movie? Me, him, and another guy, we were all involved in that MLP fandom that was popular 10 years ago. Basically, the three of us teamed up to make one of these guys' ideas into a full feature-length film, which is really stupid and a very bad idea for a very first project. The good thing about all this is that I managed to make some permanent friends from that. But, basically, this project was supposed to be a 2 to 3 hour long fan film, which is not something you should be doing for your very first animation project. It's a very bad idea. Let me see. I have a script on this. And just read from that. I have notes on it. So yeah, I was trying to make a animation with zero experience. His following before then of the creator had been built on doing Gmod videos of TF2 and MLP. We all met up in Skype, talked about the idea. The director, as he designated himself, basically wanted to do a series or a movie about what if Discord got reformed. Because Season 2 had basically just dropped and we were all wowed by it, and it was actually a pretty fun time. And so, for some reason, just to give an overview of the plot, and yes, it is as cringy as it sounds. By the way, we are talking about fucking MLP today. Congratulations, everyone. Celestia and Luna were going to release Discord and shackle him because they needed his help because there was some kind of festering evil that they needed him to beat. His job was going to be to test the main characters to make them stronger, and for some reason, when he was shackled, this turned him into a human. His voice actor played Q on Star Trek, and this was literally the only reason for this. There were several acts for each character involving how they got quote-unquote saturated, and a good god even saying the character names now feels weird to me. For instance, like Pinkie Pie became Schadenfreude, Rarity became altruistic to the point of living in poverty, Rainbow Dash became paranoid and clingy because she was too loyal. Applejack became obsessed with the truth and wound up becoming a criminal for leaking government secrets. Yeah, it was basically fucking ridiculous and stupid. I really don't know what to say. But anyway, that is all besides the point. The point is, the guy whose script this was kind of a bit of a sociopath. There was somebody in the group who I'm going to call Ange, because that wasn't their real name, so I can just use their fake name. They had a brother, who I don't actually know his real name either. The thing that was weird was Ange was brought on as an artist, but she and her brother never spoke at the same time. She actually wound up kind of getting buddy-buddy, chummy-chummy with the director, and eventually they started dating. And when the director wanted to go and meet Ange in person, she apparently got into a car accident and died. So we all thought that her friend died, and then the director decided that he was going to pretend to commit suicide to try and extort information out of the brother. So yeah, that is kind of a too long didn't read version of the story, but basically, somebody pretended to be somebody else, conveniently died when their quote-unquote partner wanted to meet them, and then their quote-unquote partner pretended or threatened to kill themselves and threatened to commit suicide to terrify everyone and get information out of them. And I still remember that when they finally showed up back in the call, they were like, "Thank you all for playing the part. I needed you all to make it as believable as possible, so that way I could get the information I needed. You all did your parts very well, talking like he was some kind of fucking anime villain." So yeah, the group all left, and then we all formed under a different name and started releasing animations independently, and that led to SFS Animation, which lasted from 2012 to 2015. Had a good run. And the rest of us are all still friends now. Or most of us, anyway. But yeah, that is a little bit of my backstory there. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that topic, I guess. A little bit of a weird aside. Yeah, it's way more crazy than the animation I wanted to. The animation was just cringe, and I don't say that lightly. Normally, I try to avoid calling things cringe because usually it's done indiscriminately, but this is something that I made or was working on myself, so I can call it cringe. Let's see, serious question. I'm a beginner artist and I use Sai. You know Sai have a magic brush to paint. Is there a way to have the same brush type of tool in Photoshop? I don't know, actually. I don't use the newer Photoshop. However, Sai is built from the ground up for art, so it is pretty good and is a very viable alternative to Photoshop. There's also Clip Studio Paint, if you ever want to move to that, which is also very popular. Anyway, I'm going to draw a little bit more. I started this drawing and then I kind of just left it floating there while I talked. Yeah, alright, X-Core. Sounds like a great idea. On a serious note as well, still can't believe that Zedrin became a real VTuber. Believe it! Naruto. I actually never watched that show. This one. Ding ding ding, obligatory Hero 3 question. Anyway, yeah, on serious note, stop asking me about Hero 3. No plan to make it anytime soon, if at all. I don't know if it is going to happen. That said, I do have some projects that I am working on. I have a big project that I want to do this year. And then after that, I will kind of see what I want. Have something big planned for my webcomic. This chapter is going to be very big. Excited for it. There is a new update this Sunday for it as well, for people who read it. I am behind on it. What else? This year, I've learned Blender, which is great. I have Hero Life 2, Episode 1. Let's see, if I had $1 million for projects, what would you fund first? Probably an animated series. Potentially 2 animated series. Like, what was it? I can't remember if it was a single episode or if it was a full season. Probably a single episode is worth $90,000 roughly, on average. Spent your entire career telling everyone you hate boobs. How do you come out of the closet? Can't keep hiding living like this. Come out like a Chad. You don't actually hate boobs. XT, could you say that I bamboozled them? Do you ever think about your career a lot on where you want to take it or form of goal you're trying to reach? I have little goals. I read gold and gold. I have little goals that I'm trying to do. I don't have like really a end of life kind of goal aside from like making sure that I have like enough to kind of live on, eventually retire, something. What I want to do. I don't want to think about old age. The concept of getting old terrifies me. Oh, you know what would probably be a good thing to do? Good thing for the stream? I could probably show off some of the old Toho art that I think that would be fun. Other safer word pieces. For instance, I've mentioned before that I really like Yomu Kanpaku. I think she's cool. What's really funny is this is actually a redraw of another piece that I did a few months before. Originally I did this piece, then I decided to redraw it. This. Man, talk about a glow up. Yes, do everything in your power to keep me eternally youthful. Give me your blood so I might drink it. See, what else do I got? How many Yomu arts do I have? Just 3. Here's another one. Yomu and Yuka. They're cute. I actually haven't drawn as much Toho as I would like. Here is a Momiji that I drew. Very proud of this one. Especially considering that, literally 3 days before making this one, I had already tried this piece one time and this is how it came out. Like, holy crap. Look at what 3 days of a difference made. Oh, and also here is Call It from my webcomic, Esmomiji. Because it fits. It's good.
Well, Blake Blade, I can go even deeper if you'd like.
Oh, right. Something else that I'm also into. I also really like D&D. I have a lot of characters. Like, for instance, one of my current characters that I'm playing, named Atreus. He looks like this. He's a tiefling alchemist for Pathfinder. And, when he drinks his mutagen, he winds up looking like this. He likes mauling things. He's very evil. He's the kind of doctor that will, like, literally murder you and dissect you and harvest your organs. When the patient woke up, his skeleton was missing. Do you have any experience with pixel art? Oh, I do have experience with pixel art. Let me actually pull up something. Let me see if I have a large version. Might be a little small. But a while ago, I actually made a little test demo for a game. Did some pixel art. Where I have a large version somewhere. I could zoom this in. That I basically made art. Actually, what I source. Might be a little blurry, but I made this a long time ago, as well as a few other sprites and animations. We're making a little game. One thing that I have realized, doing asymmetric character designs for pixel art, or anything that requires sprites, is a little bit hell, because you have to have twice as many sprites as a result. It kind of sucks. Other D&D characters, though. And I'm showing off my OCs, guys. I have actually kind of way too many OCs in general. Like, I have a roster of about 40. And I kind of struggle to draw all of them and give all of them attention. Another character I'm currently playing, his name is Matthias. He's an investigator. Namely just for Pathfinder and Pathfinder 2. I've also got a Dragonborn named Lishna. Yeah. And she does have wings. She has acquired them thanks to a blessing from one of the emperors that we have. I also had a Rakshasa tiefling sorcerer for Pathfinder named Mithera. She wound up ending the game with 34 charisma because she started off with like 20 or 22. But yeah, she was a Rakshasa and she would frequently disguise herself as or part Rakshasa, so she would frequently disguise herself as a human noble. I also had this dude, Korgrim, who was just for a one-shot, who was an artificer who literally used the Metal Wolf, I can't remember his name, from Metal Gear Rising. And now the thing is, XT, she's not a cat girl, she is a Rakshasa tiefling, so she has a completely humanoid form, or humanoid figure. Like, she doesn't have a snout or anything, she just has kind of a bit of fur all over her body, horns. cat ears. What else do I have? That's actually all my current characters. At least that I've drawn pictures. For other characters, oh, I can actually show this off. Pivot has had many, many design iterations. For instance, this is what she looked like in 2018. So as you can see, she had like a singular part for her hair. Kind of just a normal pose. And then I decided that I was going to remake the, redo her reference to make it a little bit more friendly for turnarounds. You can see there's now a complete turnaround for her. It goes off all angles, etc. A lot of references for her fists and stuff. How to draw those. A little bit scrappier, but this is a lot more consistent with the style. So this has been very helpful to do. What else? Lux. I still like her design. Nice and simple. Floaty weapons. Oh, actually, here's one I can show off. Funny enough, Diesel actually originally started as a D&D character herself. This is back when my friend decided that he was going to run a 3.5 campaign, and I brought. This is a lot more simp, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to play a Rider Alchemist, which neither of those two things are very easy to play in 3.5. So he kind of gave me a custom class for Alchemist, kind of let me just play as a Drider. And that's how I made Cecil. I didn't actually know anything about D&D at that point. I remember some weird things about that game. Didn't have any bases on how my class worked. So my DM would just throw random objects at me for using as alchemist ingredients. Like he randomly gave me bananas one time. That was a thing. And then that game wound up ending when we went on to the top of the mountain to quote-unquote slay a dragon, because there was a white dragon. We encountered it. It was actually a good white dragon, and it was smart. Two things that white dragons normally are not. My character had a flaw where she basically had to make a will save whenever she was holding a book to not want to read it. And so she opened up a cursed book that we had, and the dragon got really pissed and he wanted to kill us. And I remember that, like, we kind of were getting a little bit upset because we were fighting a dragon at level 5, an adult ancient dragon. And, what wound up happening was, like, we kind of were like, we rolled a 17 on the die that did not hit, beat its armor class. And so we kind of protested, and so the game decided, like, okay, yeah, whatever, that crits, or that hits. And then one more hit later, and the dragon was dead. So we managed at level 5 to kill an ancient dragon. And, then, as a result of killing him, the world started collapsing in on itself, and so we had to escape to another world, because apparently that dragon was the one thing that was holding fabric of reality together. And so the way I described that session was, the party pretends to play 3.5. It was interesting. Oh, do you guys want to see the very first pictures of Socket that I made? Socket is a popular character. Enki. Another one of my robots for my webcomic. I have much of a reference for her. Don't really need one though, because her design is very nice and simple and very comfortable to draw. I will never struggle. Blah 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 blah. I will never struggle to draw Relay. It is a blessing. Unlike Gyro. Like this. And if you want a height chart of all the characters in my webcomic, or most of them so far, not including HiveMind. Sites. Need to do a sheet for Hive well as well. Sharo is a good boy. He can dab on the hate. I'm very proud of this model, but I tried to model him before and it didn't go. Tried it, and it came out very well. And good, he is meant to have that grunt style look. He is simple. A fun little fact about Gyro being a basic in the webcomic, he technically doesn't have a personality, or he's not supposed to. Why is he so buff? Because Gyro was built that way. Zachi. He can dab on what? He can dab on the haters. Look at that body. Look at that booty. Gyro's got a nice butt. How did you start working with NCH? Strelok was a audio guy for me, and he introduced NCH to me and a few other animators, and we just kind of started talking through there, and helped NCH find out a few voice actors and stuff for projects when he couldn't find them himself. I know there was some issue with one of his previous wound up having to be banished from the internet. So I've kind of helped him find other VA stuff, and I've also done a little VA work. Speaking of which, he did release a new animation today, and I voiced the Hunter and the old Vitalis in that. Oh, Matron, I really wish that were true. But there are always haters.
Insignificant scum. They're not even worthy of a dab. The haters must be crushed under my thumb.
I'm gonna reset the calibration. Actually, I think I know what's called. Alright, I think that'll stabilize things a little. The lighting in my room was a little bit off. Complications with the tracking. But yeah, what else have I got? Or do? How many here?
Why, thank you, Matthew. Spent years cultivating my voice. I'm currently running with a Scarlett Solo setup, as well as a baby bottle microphone, which I managed to get for only $50 because I had a repair guy that was coming who noticed that I had a microphone set up, and he offered to sell me an extra one that he had. Pretty neat.
So, let's do a little bit of art. Y'all wanted post requests in here. Super chatted requests and stuff like that, I will also see a little bit more clearly. Toho-oriented requests are pre-approved. Hey man, it's fine to base things on other people, as long as you're not directly using their work. There are sometimes issues where people like take an oath, color it, all that. Request you take, don't take anyone's request. If somebody already asked, what pieces of media do you feel have most inspired your work? Panty Unstocking has been a huge inspiration for me. I love Panty Unstocking. The art style for it was really great. Humor in it was hilarious. Kill la Kill was also a huge inspiration. Burger as a whole has been a huge inspiration for me. Honestly, probably been my big was mainly Panty Unstocking and Trigger. Alright, if I'm cutting out still, I'm going to turn down my noise gate a little. Oh yeah, the MTG artist, he wasn't just accused of plagiarism, he literally took the image made by another artist and just photo manipulated it into his own card. And then even then, the other one, the other dragon in the card, he also got that from another card that was used elsewhere. I don't know if he drew the previous one or not, but still. His name is Jason Felix. I really hope that he has a hard time finding work in the future, because fuck that guy, seriously. The guy is also getting into NFTs, which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, NFTs, cryptocurrency as a whole, is kind of a little bit misleading. NFTs are a goddamn fucking scam. Please do not support them. They rely on initial investment and initial buy-in from a lot of people, and they never specifically clarify how many people actually wind up losing out. And now there's currently issues with people who are getting into NFTs who the value of their NFT is basically vanishing overnight. So yeah, don't support NFTs. They're not good. They're not good for the environment, they're not good for you, they're not good for artists. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's see, Momiji. Sometimes, occasionally, my tablet freezes up on me for like a brief few seconds. I'm drawing this without a reference, by the way. I'm hoping that I get this mostly accurate. Michi's a good pupper. Bam, Momiji. Gotta give her big eyebrows. She has big eyebrows. I don't know if she actually does, but she does in my part, so there. There we go. Will you play Mad Rat Dead? I probably won't play it, but I've watched a playthrough of it and I got good music. How the hell do you draw heads? Okay. Draw heads, there is a lot to drawing. Oh boy, Momiji, give me a minute. I'm going to show how to draw heads first. To draw heads, there is a lot to drawing heads. And what I do is shortcuts. Because I have been drawing for a very long time, so I have developed these shortcuts myself. Generally for a head, the common process is to start with a circle, divide it, take this distance, and duplicate it. That kind of makes the bottom. Then you kind of can connect it, so I am kind of doing this sloppily. And then the halfway point between there, that's where the eyes are. And that's kind of roughly how you can do a head. I cheat. I kind of do this. That's what I do. So yeah, heads are something that you should probably actually actively study, because they are not easy. Okay, anyway. Momiji, here we go. Put this on a new layer, just... An aura of the auras. I love this wolf girl. Hey guys, question. You have a choice between a wolf girl, she loves you, or the entire selection of cheese, for free. What would you take? I am very torn up about what I would take. increase the booba. What? Fuck it. Long hair Momiji. You deserve. I should play the new Toho game. I should play any Toho game. I actually have never played a Toho game. Don't fuck with Toho fans. We haven't played the games. How would I describe my Discord server? It is mostly a kind of social server. A little bit more focus on like art and artists and stuff. There is a Not Safe for Work channel on there. Must be 18 or older to access that. We'll ban people if they are accessing it and are underage. But otherwise, it's like, it's a good place to share art and stuff like that, ask for art. I have a specific channel called Classroom where you can basically ask questions and get help and feedback on stuff. I also ping people. I have a specific role to get notified whenever I'm streaming. Not against minors joining my server, but I do ask that they just be mature and they kind of don't start shit and stuff like that. And also that they try to be safe, because like there's always issues with big communities and stuff. That's always a concern, where it's like there's always not nice people out there who are going to basically kind of try and take advantage of people. So I want people to be responsible. I want people to fight. Try to keep things mostly chill otherwise. Speaking of streaming, what made you pick YouTube over Twitch? Well, here's the thing. I had thought about streaming to Twitch for a while. However, Twitch had no plan in place for when copyright would come for them. They are still dealing with the fallout from the whole copyright situation and the record labels. And it's fucking ridiculous. YouTube, meanwhile, I'm already established, and YouTube also has the advantage of it has tools already in place to deal with copyright. Like, people give YouTube a lot of shit for things, and they always praise Twitch for not being penal with copyright systems. However, the only reason that was the case was because Twitch hadn't been targeted yet. YouTube had, meanwhile, been developing these tools for a very long time, and Twitch never thought anything about developing said tools. And as a result, Twitch kind of screwed the pooch on that, and they've kind of screwed over their user base. And you have people getting deleted and suspended left and right on Twitch now. YouTube still has an issue with like false copyright claims and stuff like that, but they've made a lot of progress in the past year. And yeah, Twitch also is not very good for artists. Twitch doesn't really like long-lasting content. It doesn't like stuff that stays on Twitch. It more prefers things to be in the moment, which is not really how I roll, I guess. It's kind of shitty because like YouTube obviously is not perfect. But yeah, we did get some laughs out of it. That is true. Metallica got their own stream muted because of their record label stuff, and this is because that was a beast of their own creation, because Metallica is part of the reason why the copyright laws are so stupid nowadays. But I always try to use royalty-free stuff, or stuff that I know I can use safely. Stuff that the creators themselves have given permission to use. Or stuff that is just completely royalty-free, like the current background track. Or I also have a license to Epidemic Sounds for YouTube, so I can use that. Anyway, toss another character at me, guys. I will draw more Two-Who's. I guess that's the way to put it, Elbun Seed, which is very much... the way that I put it is it's kind of like Twitter. It's transient. It's temporary and fleeting. It's not meant to last, not meant to stay there. Oh shit. Angel's bringing out the goods. He's requesting Marissa. Okay, let's see. What should I draw Marissa doing? I'll do Ryuji in a minute. I always love some Oku. People always draw her with huge ha-bonker-bonkeroos. Now, when I don't flip my canvas, drawing the left hand and the right hand like this, always consistent. I have to flip my canvas in. Women are hotter when they have lasers on them. Yeah, considering that lasers are basically concentrated light, which is a form of radiation which will heat things up, I think anything's gonna be hotter when it has lasers on them. Alright, so anyway, here is Marissa. He needs to be saying, "This is my meme dank enough Oni-chan." What do you guys think? Is her meme dank enough? Anyway, let's draw some Ryuji, or as I like to call her, Oku. Opinion on Swedish food. I've never actually had Swedish food. What is going on with my fucking keyboard? The font here, this is called Back Issue. I really recommend using this font if you are a small-time creator, because the author for it actually makes it available to free for small-time use. If you're publishing a book or a comic, you do need to buy a license, but if you're doing just a webcomic, he says that he basically gives you a license to use it for free, which is a cool dude. I can't remember the author's name, but if you search up Back Issue, you should be able to find it. And just get it directly from his website. Stuff like that is incredibly helpful considering how hard it is to find fonts that are free. What is your opinion on your last opinion? That was certainly an opinion. kind of doing this all freehand, without any planning. No, I kind of feel like giving Oku some thick thighs. Deserves them. Do the most important part. Look at this. This right here. You know how important this is? So important. That. I just realized her legs are kind of detached. Move that up. Fingers so they're not backward. Can't tell if I got the hand backwards or not. Ripping me up. No, I cannot believe that I've never drawn Oku. Port. There we go. Not just a matter of the weight. Got to make sure that the thighs are suitably thick. Very important process. Yeah, the thing is, I was doing the pose too, and it felt like I kept getting it wrong. It didn't feel real. What is... How can time be real if our eyes aren't real? There we go. That looks better. What is my favorite cereal? I haven't had cereal in fucking years. So I actually don't really know. I would say Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but there was apparently a debacle with them and having shrimp pieces in it. Normally I'm actually pretty good with fingers. Like, I've drawn enough to actually be comfortable drawing hands in most situations. Sometimes I still give a little bit of trouble when interacting with one another. Hands are tricky, though, to learn. The thing that really fucks me up are feet. I hate drawing feet so much. I have, like, the antithesis of a foot fetish. I am very much repulsed by feet normally, and drawing them is just... But sometimes you are forced to, and you have to make sacrifices for your... That is why it is called painting. So I guess I got time for one more little doodle. Y'all want to request one other thing. Let's see what we get. I finally drew Oku. This is the first time I've drawn her. Least favorite OC? I don't have favorites of mine. What? How do you feel about spike nub feet? Those I'm more fine with. Things that kind of eliminate the toes are a lot more tolerable. That's why I actually might notice a lot of my character designs. I particularly make characters that have very tiny or non-existent feet. Like Flux literally just has spikes for her feet. I like Gardevoirs a lot. They don't really have feet either. Pivot has really, really tiny feet that are kind of more hoof-like. I have a lot of Monster Girl characters that I like a Harpy or a Lamia, doesn't even have legs. Spider Girl, who just has a bunch of spikes on the ends of their feet and claws. We draw a butt. Here we go. So, easy way to draw a butt. Write a Y. Or in 5 lines. Curve 1, curve 2, 3, 4, curve 5. Prize. It is a butt. Want to add some curvature to it? Draw that way, draw that way, draw it that way. Another butt. And the thighs. Thighs are good. Gonna get demonetized here on YouTube. Oh yeah. You walked into me demonstrating how to draw a butt. Next to, Marissa asking if her meme was dank enough. You joined at the best time, I can guarantee you. Touch up this Momi or this Yomu a little. Arm at the end. Sword. I particularly like character designs, and I gravitate to ones that kind of minimize foot presence. I'm fine with shoes, I'm fine with, like, non-humanoid feet, but... Chibi gyro? I don't know how that would work. Wait, I know how I could do that. Chibi gyro. Chibi is basically when you take something and make them small. So, here is chibi gyro. There we go. Nathan, I'm not going to be drawing Pulse in a safe for work stream. I'm actually going to be right back because I got to use the bathroom. Give me 1 minute. Okay, I have returned. Hello again. So, what other things do some people do for VTuber debut streams? Hello, Twisting Andrel. Do you play Warframe? I used to play Warframe. I kind of quit. Still installed, but I haven't touched it in months at this point because I kind of got tired of it feeling like it was going nowhere and a lot of the updates just feeling really bad. Railjack was really bad when it first came out. They've updated it and overhauled it and it still isn't very fun. So I'm not particularly excited for Corpus Railjack. I played the New Planes, whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Demos. I played in there. But going to the heart of Deimos just felt like a repeat of the... It felt like a repeat of Fortuna and the Plains of Eidolon, so it was like, eh. Something kind of funny, by the way. Eidolon everywhere else is pronounced Eidolon. Will you put your comic with Pivot on Webtoon? No. Probably not, because I like having my own website, first off, and there are some clauses on Webtoon that I've tried asking them about, and they never gave me an answer, and I'm kind of leery of the rights regarding my work and if they have non-exclusivity clauses or anything like that. So I don't really feel comfortable with that, and I also think Webtoon's only way to monetize it is via Patreon. Like, you integrate it to Patreon and that's how people subscribe to it, and I don't want people subscribing for my webcomic and then get all the not safe for work that I draw. By the way, yes, I draw not safe for work. Hi, I'm a hentai artist. Ah, thank you. You like my ears. They're very kawaii. What time is it for me? 4:30 right now. Sounds like it's time for you to get a watch. Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, as far as other games that I play, I'm currently playing Valheim, which is really fun. I'm playing Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Rise is phenomenal. It's great. I love it. Wow, I actually don't play that many games. I'm planning on playing more Satisfactory now that the recent update dropped for that. Love Factory games. They're very fun. I need to play the Toho games, for sure. I mean, I draw so much Toho. Well, not a whole lot of Toho, but I draw it on occasion. I have my favorites. It is PM. I am on the West Coast. Or Western Hemisphere. Other things that I enjoy, I play a whole lot of D&D. Currently I'm playing through a game called Hell's Vengeance, which is a Pathfinder module. And I'm having fun with that. Getting to play a psychopathic doctor who secretly murders people. I'm also playing a campaign being run by my friend Spencer that has been going on for a few years now. And we have a 12-person party in that. 6 players, but everybody has 2 characters, and both parties wound up joining up. We had a brief party split situation, which is why we all made backup characters. Because one person had to go off to do his own thing, and so he made a backup character for the main party, and then we all made up backup characters to meet up with his and go under his employ. Oh, I also play Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is pretty fun, but I don't really want to spend anything more than the Battle Pass or the blessing on it, because holy shit. Looking at the rates, in order to get a 5-star character, it literally can cost you, to get a specific one, it can cost you like $400. Potentially. If you try to like whale for it. Just fucking ridiculous. I hate gacha rates. And I really don't like how a lot of Genshin content out there is basically like, hey guys, look at how much money I spent. That's one thing that kind of makes me I'm not really drawing much anymore. If you were to work on another comic, would you do it based on one of your campaigns? No, but I would make it based on some of my other existing characters. I actually wouldn't be against the idea of... Well, actually, I've had a few ideas for comics. Some of them are not safe for work. But I wanted to kind of... I've thought about doing a webcomic mostly involving Cecil, and where she kind of fits in with the Hero of the Dense universe, because she's actually in the same world. Yeah, Genshin is safe for your phone. It also runs surprisingly well for a, like, it is the highest quality mobile game I've ever played. Yes, Joey, I know your take on Genshin. You will mention it whenever it is brought up. Really, Genshin was kind of more meant to be played on like a tablet or on a super high-end phone, but... Do you do any commission work? I do not actually take commissions currently. If patrons subscribe, if they're in the $10 or higher tier, they can actually get a commission from me in limited respects, but I don't want that to be like a primary source of income, because I don't want... I have hit the point where I can make my living doing my own stuff rather than doing stuff for other people, and that's what I want to focus on. Like, I've already done my time. I've been doing this for 10 years now. But yeah, I do make commissions available as a reward for patrons, with some caveats. Did anyone expect his voice to sound so cool?
I don't know, Byron. Did you expect my voice to sound like this?
But yeah, hypothetically, what kind of streams would you guys all want to see for stuff if I were to stream again in the future? I always have art, but a lot of the art I can't actually stream to YouTube.
Yada yada. No ERP in the stream chat.
That's fine, I'm not really much of a stream watcher myself, to be totally honest. Session time, I guess. Well, I thought about doing my own voice for Hivemind, but my friend Rev is a fucking professional VA, and he was the idea that I had from day one for Hivemind's voice. There is a clip in the webcomic at the end of that arc where basically kind of time stops and Hivemind actually has a monologue. There is a like, if you go to that page, there is a sound file in the description. Play it back, that is the voice that I had envisioned from the start for Hive Mind, because Rev is the perfect person for that.
Alright, so I suppose then that we're going to be doing some ASMR streams then. Hello and welcome to my ASMR stream. I'm here to lick your ears. Isn't that relaxing?
Thank you, Connor. Yeah, the hard thing with like gaming streams and stuff is that they're kind of like, there's a lot of gaming streams out there. And it's like, I have a bad habit of I try to focus too much on the game. Like I even have that problem with Monster Hunter, which is one that I'm very, very comfortable playing. Well, speaking of voice stuff, back when Overwatch was a thing, I learned how to do Winston's voice.
Hi there.
Oh, that's loud.
Hi there. It's me, Monkey Overwatch. Hope you all had a lovely summer. Your dad loves you. Your dad loves you so fucking much. Please return my texts. And, enjoy the burger I sent you in the mail.
D&D podcasts are very iffy, because the thing is, everybody has to, one, consent to being on the podcast, and two, the thing with D&D podcasts is that that creates an expectation of, like, removing dead air, and kind of puts a lot of strain on the people who are participating. If everybody is fine with doing a D&D podcast, it can work out great. But it's usually not something that I want to force on other people, unless they are completely comfortable and, like, we all come up with the idea together. Thing is that preparing a D&D campaign, doing something like that, I would probably want to do a homebrew campaign. And the hard part about that is that requires a lot of work. And I have a lot of stuff that I am working on at the moment. I am working on a huge animation at the moment. Which is why I've been learning 3D to help assist with that, to make scenes and backgrounds and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe down the line I would consider doing a D&D podcast kind of thing. Hard part about it is that I'm kind of rules lawyery. Very particular about making sure everything is accurate, I guess, when people don't know what the ruling is.
Hey, I was just monkeying around.
Opinions on chocolate. You mean cocaine. Chocolate is crack for me. I love chocolate so much. Being part robot, I can digest it without dying, because I was never alive in the first place. Oh, memes. That's one thing I can pull up. Let's go back to Clip Studio. Let's grab some memes that I've made. Behold. When's the Zedrin body pillow going on sale? Don't tempt me. Opinions on what is and isn't a sandwich. Angel, I swear to God, if you post a loaf of bread, I will fucking gut you.
in Minecraft. Oh, this is lewd. Here's Mary. She's asking for it. She wants it. She's begging for it. Slap. I have so many memes of Mary. Like, it's kind of fun having a dumbass character. Because you can do so much with them. And it's just fun to, like, make them acknowledge how stupid they are. I drew her like Chica. I need to watch that anime. It looks funny. Cheesed to meet you. Please hold the fuck up. I'm the fuck up. Please hold me. Ooh, actually, I got one. Where is it? I gotta try and find it because it's one of my favorite comics. Okay, here's a different comic. Scroll through this while I'm looking for what I'm looking for. You guys can read on screen. I'm not gonna bother doing the voices because that's cringe, bro. Ah, here we go. Okay. So yeah, I started 2000 off with this comic, and then 2000 went to hell. So you guys can all thank me for ruining 2020. I'm sorry. I apologize. But anyway, this is the comic that I was looking for that has gotten pretty popular, which is basically a reference to another comic. Kind of a redraw of it, but with Mary instead. I think what sells it is the fact that she's crying so furious. This Gardevoir isn't male. I don't know what you're talking about. She's not male, she identifies as dumbass. See? Don't let the glasses fool you. I am actually very stupid. Anyway, let's go back and find some other memes that I've made. Ah, here we go. I have a presentation for you all. I'm going to explain to you all how Sonic the Hedgehog and Nier Automata are the exact same thing. First up, we have a fast main character and their younger, smaller partner who never falls behind and cannot die, at least when playing as the first character. We also have an edgy imitation of what the protagonist is with a black, red, and white color motif, and an angry rival turned friend, and a round boy who is able to destroy the world. Also Omega. Omega is there. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh. I have an argument to present to you all. Something that's very important to me, and I want you all to consider this. Stop doing this
do this instead. Thoughts? Disagreements? Agreements? Well, I mean, that's true. That's kind of a theme in every good piece of media. See, I have good opinions. This is proof of it. My opinions are the most based. I have so many fucking memes. Oh, one more. Don't fuck with Toho fans, we haven't played the games. This is now just a stand-up comedian showing memes on their phone to the audience. Yes. Yes, that is exactly what this is. Oh, actually, I have one other story for you all. It's another D&D story, and it was the first time that I ran 5e, and it was done as a practice run for me to kind of get accustomed to 5e as a system. The setup for it was, I had everybody... The party basically had been ripped out of time and space and been plopped down in a room, and they were basically forced to go through battle arenas to try and get back to their homeworld. So, the party included a jester who was a Harlequin-style jester, who had a huge rubber mallet, a time cop named Dick Kickham, and there was also a shapeshifter, as well as Knuckles the Hedgehog, or Knuckles the Echidna, except he was on fire. So that was the party. The very first boss that they fight was a huge dragon that had emotional issues, and if they started insulting him, he started crying. And so they kicked his ass that way. There was also Sans Undertale was in the lobby and was helping them out and giving them advice. I gave Dick Kickham a gun that had a low chance to hit, but if it hit, it basically one-shot a target. It was dumb. It was the golden gun from James Bond. And then the second boss was a dungeon crawl, where they had to basically navigate through a dungeon. They befriended a succubus who helped them fight the final boss, who happened to be a anime neckbeard with a fedora, who, because he was in this new world, all the powers and chuny powers he believed he had actually existed. So he became very, very powerful. And he wielded a katana and was a problem for the players. However, they had recruited allies and were able to defeat him. And that was the last session that we had. But yeah, that was pretty much it. The classic character known as Knuckles the Echidna Hedgehog while being set on fire. Are you excited for Overwatch 2? No. So yeah, that was basically just kind of me getting a feel for how 5e worked It was dumb and stupid and silly. Didn't go very long, but it is what it is. Eventually, I actually wound up running more games eventually, and I finally am accustomed to running D&D. Yeah, they beat the neckbeard. He tried to monologue and stuff. It was silly. I just never had a third session for the final bout that they had. But then on after the other games that I've run, I've tried to run Anime Campaign. That kind of blew up in my face. I tried to run Starfinder. That blew up in my face. Can you please say monkey in your Winston voice, please? Well, since you asked nicely.
Monkey. Monkey. You were always monkey.
But other sessions I had. Tried to run Starfinder. I plan to run it again eventually. I also had a game that I ran that wound up dying out because I just couldn't run it anymore, and I was kind of overwhelming myself, and I kind of wrote myself into a corner. But that one was kind of interesting. And now I'm running Curse of Strahd, and I'm planning to have my final session for that campaign on Monday, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Because, ooh man, it has been a wild ride. One of the players has collected curses like a bard collects STDs. But in that game, I have one player who has awakened. Her backstory was basically she originally was a Loth High Priestess. She was selected by Loth to become a Drider, mutated her, and became tortured for it. He killed off an adventurer, inherited their sword, and was basically given a second chance to try and redeem themselves, and it restored them to their prior state, except it locked them in the body of a child. Their big turning point has been them restoring their former body and gaining the ability to transform into a Drider at will. I got one player who, they were cursed with an Aboleth's curse where they could actually impart it onto other people. Because they were a, what's it called? Because they were a, the Genasi, they actually weren't affected by the Aboleth's negative part of the curse, but they could impart it onto others instead. Eventually they were able to cleanse themselves of the curse and restore themselves from before. Another character, she was cursed with death and basically became part phantom, and she was able to get back the other half of her soul eventually. And then the other character is a Tabaxi. He's a monk rogue bard. And he has basically accumulated about 7 different curses at this point. He can cast Suggestion at will 3 times. He has True Sight, so he can see through magical darkness, and he can see the true form of shapeshifters as well as through invisibility. He has huge dragon wings that are made out of skeleton bones. He needs to eat grave dirt to survive. He has an extra finger and had his charisma boosted by 4 points. Yeah, his soul has been split 16 ways to hell and back. If he dies, he is going to be serving a long time in the Abyss. But his character alignment has also shifted to evil because of all that. I don't know if I'm going to allow characters to get more than 1 curse in the future. But yeah, they are getting ready to take on Strahd, and I've got a few other final surprises for them. Looking forward to it. Can we get another Ara Ara? There was one earlier. There were a few earliers. But I will just say again, male VTubers don't Ara Ara.
We yada yada.
So this is Espanol. I only understand Spanish. I can't actually speak it. mean, I can kind of speak it, but not very fluently. Ara ara? You want me to say ara ara? You want me to say ara ara?
Ara ara.
How much longer are you going to stream for? Probably only about, like, probably 12 more minutes. Maybe 20 minutes. Buff Zedrin isn't real. He can't hurt you. Buff Zedrin. Some other D&D stuff that I actually want to do. I really want to do a D&D game that is geared towards more like chaotic neutral / evil party members, but like not about being cartoonishly villainously evil. More like, hey, you guys are all part of like some kind of gang or smuggling unit or a gang of thieves, bandits, and etc. Your boss gets killed, and it's basically a huge quest for revenge and getting your stuff back and rebuilding your empire. I want to see something like that. Again, I said I barely speak Spanish. I can just understand it. Could you put 2 pieces of bread in the toaster? I don't see why not. Unrelated, I fucking love this mummy Jeep. I think this is adorable. She looks good as a mom. You'd make a great mom. Oh god, actually, speaking of moms, that reminds me. A long time ago, I actually had... Oh, thank you.
Buff Zedrin isn't real, he can't hurt you, Buff Zedrin.
Yeah, that's me. I remember a long time ago, I actually had somebody come into my chat, and he was like, he kept wanting to talk about robot pregnancy. Like, if a robot is designed to look like a female, then they need to have functional female parts. This is important. This is part of their writing. And he would not let up on this. Eventually, he sent me an email critiquing my work with prefacing it that he had never actually read it. Let me see if I can find what he typed up, because it was fucking hilarious. He tried to give me an example of how to write a female robot character. I'm just gonna post this in my feed here. Like, comedic example. Azuko. Thing is a girl? How can you tell? Because I built her vagina. That makes sense. Guys, this is great writing, isn't it? Amazing writing. This really shows characterization here. Azuko. Vera, what's the matter? You've been acting strange ever since the last battle. Is something wrong with your programming? Vera. Yes, but it's not a malfunction or glitch. Ever since you saved me, I can't stop thinking about you, Azuko. Your qualities and determination is something I've come to admire, even when you struggle to win a fight. I know it's silly, but I think I now can understand what you humans call love. Azuko. Vera, what are you? Vera comes closer to Azuko, causing him to blush profusely. Vera. Azuko, I think I want to spend an eternity with you. This confirms the idea that this robot will be with this guy forever, allowing the viewer to imagine what the future may be like and present questions that they or the show can answer. Wow, isn't that great writing, guys? Doesn't it make you not want to vomit in your mouth? Move over, Shakespeare. Shakespearicles. We got a real Casanova, a real Iliad coming up here. But yeah, he basically spent the entire email just kind of trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, and that he's never read my webcomic, but I don't know how to write female robots. And then he gives me that example. It was funny. I kind of wanted to make a video on it, but I don't want to be too catty. Better writing than Dragon Ball Super. Ooh! So YouTube's actually implemented a few other new live stream stuff. Kind of interesting. Like, if I were to release a animation after the stream, I didn't plan for this, but I can always do a stream, talk about stuff, and then after the stream, immediately redirect people to the premiere, which is cool. I think that's neat. Now that things have calmed down, I can turn off slow mode. Let's see, what else there to talk about? I think I've kind of exhausted all the topics that I got. I'll be posting this art piece that I did over to my YouTube community feed. Little doodles. I really love the Mumijis that I drew. Of course. Right, sorry guys. You know, alignments are kind of always hotly debated when it comes to D&D. The hard part is that D&D is very much into the idea that good and evil are like direct forces that oppose each other. When in reality, it's like evil is a lot more nuanced than that. There are people who are very selfish and are very greedy or sadistic, but like an entire evil empire as a result isn't really so much of a thing, per se, as much as we like to demonize things. But at the same time, there's also no such thing as a good empire either. Like, it's not really something that you can't really assign good and evil to entire nations and factions, really. Pay no attention to the bots and the spammers, by the way. Please just ignore them. Do not even acknowledge them. As far as characters go, having an evil character in the party is also something that's really tough to do because, like, you have to do it in a way where the character doesn't disrupt the other party members. That is the risk. I'm not against having evil characters in parties, but I just don't want them to sabotage the other players. Like, the thing that's interesting about Hell's Vengeance is that all the parties are, like, on the same side. Or all the party members are on the same side. We're all evil characters, and we're all, like, loyal to Thrun and stuff like that. So the characters actually get along just fine, and they're always trying to figure out ways to screw over the Iamedians. And actually, next session, my character is going to go full-on slasher. He's going to drink his mutagen, fly around town, and just start mauling random bystanders. Ruining their day. And that'll be fun. We'll kidnap random civilians and then give them over to our witch, who will sacrifice them to make cursed magic items. Anyway, I think I'm about done here. I'm gonna quick add a little text thing. If you want to follow me over on Twitter, I always post announcements there, where to find me, what I'm doing. And yeah, that is another thing as well. Chaotic evil does not equal chaotic stupid. Like, I've seen a lot of people who have done basically cut off the nose to spite their face. Same also goes for chaotic neutral, is when you get that issue a lot, is when people will do something that is insanely risky and put the entire party at risk. And as a DM, you have to make sure that if somebody does that, that they're the ones who suffer for it, not necessarily the entire party. It's if the entire party kind of assists in this that it causes problems. Yeah, and that's also another thing as well with like evil characters. The reasoning for somebody to want to play an evil character is something that you gotta be like aware of, because some people just want to play an evil character so that way they can do really gross stuff in character and just say, I'm just doing what my character would do. Like, I've seen a lot of sexual harassment cases come out of that. I have seen some very funny situations, though, with evil characters and stuff. Like, there was one story I remember of a character trying to steal, and they like kept rolling, and the players were protesting, and they're like, I'm just doing what my character would do. And then they stole from the paladin. The paladin rolled high enough on perception to see it, and they were like, all right, I try to slice at their hand. They rolled an attack and got a nat 20, lopped off the character's hand, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? Why'd you do that? And then he was like, I'm just doing what my character would do. And that was a great little turn of events there. That was weird. OBS just dropped on me for a brief moment there. As I was saying, Sia3Cat, thanks for coming to the stream. I am going to be actually wrapping up the stream soon here as well. Is the stream back? Hello everyone, it is me again. Yeah, if you were far enough behind, it actually wouldn't have dropped. But yeah, OBS immediately reconnected after dropping. So, that's good. So, real quick, before I wrap up the stream here, go ahead and request me for other things to say. I will say a few other lines before I leave.
I also do Solid Snake's voice. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around. Let me think. The flap of my pecs keeps alerting the guards. One thing you gotta be aware of when speaking in Snake's voice is that it's kind of very quiet, but once you get into those plosives, they kind of clip out your mic a lot, as you can see right there.
I'm just vibing. Say a Duke Nukem line. Hang on. Who's that one guy?
Please do not look at me like that. I will not share my Frenchy fries.
What's that one guy? Gianni Mattiani or whatever? He's the guy who does the fake Duke Nukem quotes. He's hilarious. I actually got to meet John St. John when I went to Youmacon a few years back. He's a cool guy. We talked a bit about firearms and stuff, because he actually has a friend who has has some stuff, and he went out shooting one time, and that was cool to learn about. How did I get so buffs?
100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, and 1 mile around the block every single day. Swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty. COVID machines, son. They harden in response to physical isolation.
I gotta learn how to talk.
COVID machines, son. They harden in response to physical isolation. Carry this, you filth.
Ah, my voice is running out. Oh no.
Carry this, you filthy casual.
Alright. I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. Thank you all for watching. Have a good April 1st. Goodbye, everybody.